could you explain what is the business model of OVR and what is the difference between the other metaverses?
Yeah, so of course, yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, so basically OVR is building, again, I will use these terms, it's an augmented reality metaverse. So the idea is really to to augment the physical world with VR assets, with 3D assets. So we see a future. Right now, AR is made with mobile phones, so use mobile phones to see AR, but we see a future where we will all have smart glasses. And basically, AR will be the new way to interact with information. So this, what we are building now, is the infrastructure for that future. But that doesn't mean that this does not work now, because it's already a functioning product on mobile phones. So the way we built this platform is by using 3 main layers. So one is the ownership layer, then we have a mapping layer, then we have a builder layer. So I will go to the 3 of those. So when you want to do geolocalized augmented reality like us, so you want to augment the physical world, you need a way to say who is going to control what experience will be where. So just like in the web. So in the web, you have a web domain, you buy it, you buy coca-cola.com, maybe that you cannot buy, but you will buy diego.com, and you will decide what is the content on that web page. In our case, instead of buying web domains, you buy spatial domains. So you buy geographic coordinates. And once you buy these geographic coordinates, in our system, you will be able to control what will be the content over there. So let's make an example. We break down the world in hexagons of 300 square meters. So you buy the 300 square meters that are in the Colosseum. So since you're owner of that, you can publish whatever you like. You can have a gladiator fighting. You can do a reconstruction on how was the building 1,000 years ago, and so on. So you control the content over there. So that is, I mean, for the ownership layer for the first part. And this is the idea that kind of we was inspired from the Decentraland. So NFTs representing this ownership. But then once you have this digital, control on locations, then you have another problem. Say, okay, I want to have an asset in a location. How I do that? So there is one easy way to do it is using GPS. So your mobile phone knows where you are and will showcase what is there. The problem with this approach is that it works for some use cases, like, for example, for Pokemon Go, where you're not really interested on how precise the things are in space. But the truth is that if you use GPS outdoor, at maximum, we have 4-meter precision, and indoor, it doesn't work. So 20 meters, 30 meters. So if you want to have something, for example, I don't know, you want to put a gladiator that is fighting in the arena. So the gladiator need to be in the center of the arena. It cannot be on the stairs or whatever. So you need a system to put it there. Or, for example, you want to have an avatar in a shop that tells you about products and so on. With ChatGPT and so on, now we can imagine all the things that we can build over there. So you need a system to locate you in space that goes beyond GPS. So because of that, we built this mapping system that we call Map to Earn. And basically, it's a system that allows to everybody that owns a smartphone to go in locations and take pictures. And from these pictures, we create a 3D map of the location. And once we have this 3D map, the localization is very precise. It goes down to 20 centimeters, both indoor and outdoor. So we can build all of these use cases about AR that people imagine about, but you don't see it because there is no technology to do that. So we are the only ones now providing this technology in Web3. In Web2, of course, there is people doing that, like Niantic, like Microsoft. But in Web3, it's only us. And I think this is very, very important, not only because we do it, but because we added the Web3 paradigm also to this. So this data, this 3D structure that you create is very, very important, because if you think about that, if it's true, our premise that the future is AR, basically this data will be very valuable, because without this data, you cannot have precise augmented reality. So the way, just to give you an idea, like, for example, if you think about the Web2 world, we think about Google. Google basically Google Maps have 1 billion monthly users just for that product, because it's super useful. So we do something different from Google. We don't actually take pictures of streets and so on. That makes no sense to compete with them. But still, this data is very valuable, because if you think about it, how much valuable it would be to have a part of these maps that Google has. Of course, Google will create these maps by sending around cars and their people. But in Web3, what we can do is basically we can mobilitate the community and let them go in places. When they take these pictures, the map they produce is theirs. So they own this data that they produce. And again, they own it in a form of NFT. So you go in a location, you map it, and from this map, you generate an NFT that you own, and you can sell to anybody. We can buy it from you because we want to use it, because we want to have precise geolocation in one place and so on. So basically, it's like rebuilding, let's say, the Google Maps, not aimed for navigation, but aimed for, 3D representation for AR, more broadly indoor. But basically, this data is not owned anymore by one company, but by the people that creates it. And the interesting thing is that we have the people doing this because, as I was mentioning to you before, at the beginning, we were always talking about Pokemon Go, because it was the first use case that we did. We built a treasure hunt similar to Pokemon Go on our platform. And we had like 100,000 people participating to this game. And most of them, they did it because there was an earn component to that. So the idea is that now we stopped that activity and we moved the incentivization to the mapping. So there is still a kind of job in this metaverse. It's not anymore to go around and just collect treasures. It's now about going around, taking pictures, and selling the maps that you generate to us. So this is the idea, or selling to other people that maybe want to, for example, maybe you buy a land in New York, you want somebody to map it. You will say, okay, I'm eager to buy that map for $5 or something like that. So it's an economy. The primary work inside of our metaverse, let's say. And finally, I went a little bit long, but the third layer is the builder layer. So basically, is a software to publish content in the metaverse. And we have two kinds of softwares for this. We have one web builder, where you just drag and drop 3D files or NFTs that you own and will be placed in space. But if you can code in Unity, so you are, an expert, we also offer you a very expressive tool that is a Unity SDK. So in that case, you can even plug in logics. You can even build games. We see people that are starting building games also inside of our metaverse. And yeah, that's it for what is the platform at a very, very high level.